1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show. It's
a really good example of a very difficult decision, because I guess most of us, we will count maybe 2 or 3 people as fairly close friends, or very close friends. And if, I suppose, that kind of situation doesn't often arise, where you've got to choose, say, 2 out of 3, even 1 out of 2, particularly if you know the other person who's been left out will know about it. I think if I had to make that decision, I think I would make it, but I would explain to the guy or the girl who's coming with me that I would also have to speak to the other one and explain why I've chosen you. And the best situation would be is if there was some sort of reason, like if I had some tickets for, say, Manchester United football, for example, and I was thinking, well, I think, who do I know who likes Man United? Well, let's face it, most Man United fans live down the south or else abroad. They don't often live around Manchester, but there we are. That's a bit of an unfortunate comment, I guess. But if I had to choose, I think I would. There'd be other factors you would have to look at. Does this person have an interest in sport or football particularly? Does one of them not? They're not really interested. Well, that makes the decision much easier. Could there be some other reason why I might select one of them? If everything was all things equal, it would be a very difficult decision. Perhaps, I don't know. I don't know how I would deal with that. What about you? How would you deal with it?
Well, I'll take one and not tell the other.
but you said that other person would find out about it, and that would make it pretty difficult, wouldn't it? That would make it hard.
Yeah, I mean, if they found out, it would. I don't know really, because, all right. So I'd put myself in that person's shoes. I would think, well, how would I feel if one of them had a ticket and they decided to, take someone other than myself along with them. And I would. I don't know how I would feel actually. I would feel like, especially if I have a bond with that person. All right, so so sometimes you can have a group of friends, and this group of friends might have, some of them might be, what's that word I'm looking for? Prudent. So not. So say for instance, you wanted to go to this match. You're thinking, right, okay, would he chip in? Would he contribute to the journey? Because obviously you're having to travel from south to north, aren't you? And there are costs involved. And if you're driving, does he like driving long distance? Would you be able to say, well, we take turns of driving, doing the journey? Those are factors that I would consider. I would think, well, if I'm tired and I ask him to drive, would he be reluctant to drive? And I tell you, I wouldn't take somebody that is more you could have friends that are slightly self-centered. I don't know if that makes sense. Not in a bad way, but it's just in their nature. We've all got things that we need to work on and stuff like that. So you can have friends that are very self-centered, that would, want to talk over you or want to make everything about themselves. I definitely wouldn't take that. I definitely wouldn't take that friend.
No, I think your answer earlier probably would be the best thing. That is, you would hope.
the leader of our gang will make the show go with a bang and fund the aim of everything Custis. And fund the aim of everything Custis.
I definitely wouldn't take that friend.
No, I think your answer earlier probably would be the best thing. That is, you would hope that the person you've, if you like, rejected, if that's the word,
Yeah,
would never find out about it. Because ultimately, although it would embarrass us if they did,
yeah,
no one wants to hurt the feelings of a good friend. So it would be much better if we had to make a choice that the person or people you're not including, that they don't ever find out about it. The harder thing, I think, for individuals, for anybody, is if you hear about a friend has had a party of some sort and you've not been invited, whereas you know others who have been invited. And in that way, I think, I mean, I can remember going when I was married, actually, we used to have quite a lot of dinner parties,
yeah.
very much a sort of a 90s and noughties thing, really. And they were quite good. Sometimes they were boring as hell, to be honest. Couldn't wait to leave, but generally they were okay. And we mixed with a group of people, quite a big group, really, one way or another, who so we'd all invite at different times, say 3 or 4 other couples. So it was quite a big do for most people. You had sort of 6, 8, even 10 people. And of course, there was a feeling if you weren't included very often, then you felt, oh, what have we done to upset people? And inevitably, that happens to everybody. You see what others are going and we're not. So I think you just have to sort of bite on it and suck it up. But yeah, that is a more difficult one. If it is, say, someone's having a birthday do somewhere and you don't get invited, that would be hard. But yeah, these are the more difficult decisions, I suppose, that we have to make. Sometimes life does throw up situations where we do have to make a choice, and
Sure.
that's not easy, is it?
No, it's not. Now, what I was thinking is, and I hope we don't cross the line with this because it involves women, and I'm very, very cautious when we're talking about women on this show. But do you think women, between women and men, who do you think is more indecisive?
Well, yeah, I value my own safety in answering that, so it's probably best not to answer. I don't seriously think you could say that. Women could well argue, perhaps, especially if they've brought up young children, and the husband has been out to work a lot of the time. A woman can perhaps rightly feel she does a lot of the nurturing, the bringing up, the school, and all the other things. So in that sense, a woman might say, well, I have to make decisions all the time when the children are very little, when to give them their food and all the other things. So maybe
Of our gang will make the show go with a bang and fund the aim of everything cost us and fund the aim of everything cost us.